Whoa! Whoa. That's not a good idea. What's up, everybody? My name's Neo, and I thought I'd do a quick little... There's nothing going to be quick about this. I thought I'd do a little video about some recent game pickups. This is quite insane though, because there's a lot. Long story, I sold a couple of systems, bought another one, it arrived damaged. Technically still works, so I could still use it, but I got a refund for it anyway. So I had quite a bit of leftover money that I could either save or spend on more games. I wonder what I did. Anyway, sorry if this video seems all over the place. I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't even know if this is recording. Hello, testing. Hello. First up, we've got Red Faction 2. Ooh, it's in really nice condition. Yeah, Red Faction 2. This is for the PS2, obviously. Came out in 2002. Wow. I remember when this was new. I'm old. Yeah, this is a cool first-person shooter for the PS2. Part of the Red Faction series, obviously. And this is one of the few games on the PS2 that has dynamic, destructible environments. I'm weird. Good little game. You can pick it up for dirt cheap. I have not planned this very well, because I've got a stack of games here. Yeah. But I've got nowhere to put them when I'm done. I'm so good at this. Next up we have Silent Hill 2. Director's Cut. Ooh. This has its old promotional material too. Look at that. Konami. Pro Evolution Soccer 2. Sports. Oh. Sorry. Did I mention sports? Oh. I mentioned that S word again, didn't I? I usually fall asleep when that happens. My apologies. Oh, Metal Gear Solid 2, Substance. One of the best games ever fucking made. And if you disagree, then... You disagree. Silent Hill 2 Director's Cut, yeah. I've never played a Silent Hill 2... I have never played a Silent Hill game in my life. I'm not really big on the survival horror genre, but I was in the mood for something like that. And since I've been buying PS2 games like crazy recently, I decided to buy Silent Hill 2 because I heard it's amazing and I wanted to see what all the fuss is about. I haven't played much of it yet. I've only played like the opening to the first couple of save points, but I'm already hooked. It looks amazing. Can't wait to play more of it. And I love it when I get manuals with my games. I try to avoid buying games that don't have manuals because as a collector I have very high standards, and one of those standards are the games must have their manuals. If they do not have their manuals, they're not fucking complete. Thus I don't buy them. Don't even get me started. And if I buy a game on the pretense that it has a manual, then it arrives and it doesn't have any manual, I'll lose my shit. I'm stable. I am on medication. Red Faction 1. I should have done this one first, shouldn't I, before I did the other one. Fuck me and my planning, or lack thereof. Red Faction 1. I also remember when this first came out. This came out in the year... Oh, 2001. Wow. I remember when this was new. And I played it back then. I bought it full price. And I remember not really liking it. But I wasn't really into first-person shooters at the time. I was a young little scallywag. But, yeah. Over time, I've learned to appreciate this game. Even though last time I played it was probably more than a decade ago. I'm so old! Yeah, this is great game. This is better than the sequel on the PS2, frankly. I played it a couple of days ago, you know, to make sure the disc worked and everything. And it was magnifique. Brilliant game. Looks dated as fuck now, but it's just got a great story, great atmosphere, great gameplay. And it uses that geomod technology that I wish more fucking games these days would use. As in, you can blow your environment to smithereens. And I don't mean just like Battlefield 4, like a couple of walls or a couple of houses come down. It's actually part of the game. You can make your own way through some of the levels. If you get to a locked door, blow a tunnel around it or under it or whatever, and yeah, it's brilliant. Fantastic. Buy it. It's very cheap. And for some reason I bought a NASCAR game. I love car games. I'm obsessed by cars. But NASCAR is one of those motorsports I just can't get into. Just watching them go around in a circle for 2 hours or whatever, however long it takes, 300 laps. So fucking boring. I've never found the games to be all that good either. I remember I played NASCAR 98 on the PS1 though. I loved that, showing how old I am still, even more. I picked this up just for the fuck of it. It's okay. It's a NASCAR game by EA. I really want to play Dirt to Daytona or Heat, NASCAR Heat. But those fuckers in their infinite wisdom, infinite wisdom, decided not to release it over here in the UK, Europe. So we never got it. So I'm never gonna get to fucking play it unless I fork out for a fucking American PS2 and import the cunt. No, not gonna happen. Next up, Kaido Racer 2. This is actually, you may remember the Tokyo Extreme Racer series. Yeah? No? Yeah? No? Whatever. This is the European version of Tokyo Extreme Racer Drift 2. Because naming it Kaido Racer 2 makes more sense than just keeping it whatever it was fucking called to begin with. Either way, this is a really rare game to find, especially in Europe. I had to pay quite a bit of money for this one. More than I usually spend on used games. This was more like Xbox One brand new game sort of price. But I'm so glad I did, because oh, it's so good. This has the best handling model. Whoa. At least the seller was careful with it. This has the best handling model of any racing game on the PS2. Barring, of course, Gran Turismo 4. It is incredible. And it's all about drifting. Ooh, I love drifting. Drifting is the single most coolest thing you could do with a car. There are other things I could think of that are better that you can do in a car. But I won't talk about them here. Oh, there's the manuals. I love the fucking manuals. Yeah, this is great. It's all about drifting though. And it's Japanese style drifting. So you're drifting around really tight, narrow mountain roads just like they did back in the day. And it's great. It's fan-fucking-tastic, but rare and expensive as hell to buy. Speaking of Tokyo Extreme Racer, here's Tokyo Extreme Racer. This is the first game, the PS2 port of Tokyo Extreme Racer 2 for the Dreamcast, I believe. Yeah. Made by the same people who made Tokyo Extreme Racer Drift 2, obviously, but this is totally different. This is the old school Tokyo Extreme Racer style of game, where you drive around boring Tokyo motorway loops and race other cars and grind for hours and hours to unlock cars. It sounds boring as fuck, and it kind of is, but there's something about it that's charming and appealing. Almost, the monotony is almost therapeutic. It's hard to explain. I might make another video on that another day, explaining the joys, the misunderstood joys of the Tokyo Extreme Racer series. This is how high up I'm having to reach because of this stack of fucking games. I have a problem. Like, yeah, that's like half of my collection. So many games, so little time to play them all. First world problems. Next game is Driven to Destruction, also known as Test Drive Eve of Destruction in the US of A. Wow, that was really 2002. I apologise. RDG is still awesome though. Anyway, Driven to Destruction. Test Drive Eve of Destruction. This is a fantastic fucking destruction derby game. There's no fucking in it. I mean, if there was, that'd be even cooler. But what am I even saying? This is destruction derby game. and it's brilliant. This is actually made by the people who made NASCAR Heat and NASCAR Dirt to Daytona, which is why I bought this, because I couldn't buy those 2 games, so I bought this instead. Another rare game, pretty rare, not as rare as Kaido Racer 2 though, but still quite rare and expensive to buy for a used old PS2 game, but it is fantastic. I highly recommend it though if you can find it. It is a lot of fun. As you can tell, I love driving games. What is Ridge Racer 5? That's not a recent pickup. Speaking of Ridge Racer, iRacing. I love Ridge Racer, I really fucking do, and I only recently found out that this game existed, and it was... I need to stop holding the game in front of my face, so you're blocking my head. Not that there's much here to see. It's probably an improvement. I should just... This is an improvement. Okay, I'll do this. No, I won't really. But yeah, I love Ridge Racer, and I've just recently found out this existed. I don't know how I've gone all these years without knowing this, but yeah. This is basically Ridge Racer, but with real cars, and it's their attempt on making a Gran Turismo-like game. They don't quite succeed, but it is fun. It's a good mix of arcade and simulation-style racing, and it's got, you know, all the Namco-style like sound effects and music and graphics. The handling model is fun. It's a bit strange, but it's fun. And it has a storyline. And you play as this lovely lady here. Completely objectified, of course. But it has a storyline. I haven't played the storyline, but it looks stupid and just fun as hell. And the game also has this weird mechanic in the game where if you drive, you can psych out your opponents, basically. Like, and make them make mistakes. And it's hilarious to just, like, tailgate an opponent and just watch them spin out of control, even though they're going down a perfectly straight part of the track. It's hilarious, but it's fun. This is one of my new obsessions, mech games, namely these Armored Core games. This is Armored Core 4 Answer. I just received this, and this is in... This is in beautiful condition. Manuals! You need a fucking manual for this game as well. It's complicated as hell, but that's part of the appeal. This is made... Try again. These are made by From Software, who made who make the overrated Dark Souls.
Oh, hell no.
Don't like them very much. And yeah, this is really cool mech shooter, and it's got unlimited, practically unlimited amounts of customization you can do to your mech. It's crazy how in-depth the customization is in this game. Really good, fun, challenging, and complicated, but once you master it, it's really rewarding. And oh yes, also one of my new obsessions: off-road dirt bike games. Usually I'm not interested if it only has 2 wheels. Usually it has to have at least 4 to get my full attention, but I'm obsessed by these things now, and this one is MX versus ATV Reflex. This one's awesome. This game... Manual! This game actually, as you drive around the track, the dirt on the track actually deforms dynamically. So you can go around the track once, and then you come back and you'll still see the dirt marks that you've left, the ridges. This is ridge. Looks like I'm doing something. I'll stop. And you'll actually see the ridges still in the dirt from that you left the lap before. And the opponents will do that too. And the track actually, the racing line dynamically changes in the track. Because obviously there's a dirt bike, you only have 2 wheels. To get around some of the tighter corners quicker, you have to get your bike in that rut so you can go around the corner quicker. And yeah, it was fucking brilliant. MotorStorm, the first 2 MotorStorms did something similar on the PS3. And I just love that. I love games that do things like that with the environment. Because usually environments are so static and just everything's nailed down and you can barely interact with them at all. I love it when a game breaks that trend, like Red Faction and this, for example, and lets you either blow the environment up like Red Faction, or lets you dig a hole with your bikes or your buggies' tyres in the mud. It's just brilliant, and it stays there throughout the entire race. I love that. I love shit like that. It's stupid, maybe, when you think about it, but I like it anyway. And that game's brilliant. This is a bit of a guilty pleasure, this next game. Juiced. Why did they call? Why did they call? What has happened to my voice? Hello, I'm a man. Man. Why did they call a driving game Juiced? What? It's so stupid, and it's so cheesy, and it's actually quite bad. But it's bad, it's good, sort of, you know? But yeah, it's kind of like that 2000, although it came out 2007, it's got that 2002, 2003 style of, you know, Fast and the Furious type car culture going for it, where you slap neons underneath the car and slap a fucking great big fiberglass body kit on it and, you know, race around and stuff like that. It's the handling's dumb as well. It's got a drift mode, which I love drifting, obviously, which is really dumbed down, but it's still fun. It's a fun game. It's cheap and fucking stupid and whatever. Don't judge me. Next up is the imaginatively titled Fuel. Should have just called it Petrol or Diesel or something. It's Codemasters and they're like Dirt and Grid. Another off-road driving game, because now I'm obsessed with off-road driving games. This is actually quite impressive one though. It's got a massive, absolute gigantic open world. 14,000 kilometers squared. 14,000 square kilometers. What the fuck? This is why... Release your game in England by an English developer and then use kilometers. How much is a kilometer? 14,000 km in miles. Real numbers. Am I reading that right? Wow. That's 8,699 square miles. That's how big this environment is. I've played it for like half an hour. Just to test the disc. This is gonna take the rest of my life. Good though. Fucking pick this up for a £5 and you get, wow, talk about bang for your buck. Bang for your buck. Bang for your pound. I'm so awkward. Next up, Mercenaries 2 World in Flames. Another guilty pleasure. Yeah. Run around and blow the shit up. This is actually quite fun. It's bad, but it's fun. You can demolish entire buildings with this thing, like skyscrapers coming down. Like, you thought Battlefield 4 was good with that skyscraper, that one skyscraper coming down in that one map. This, you can demolish every skyscraper, I think. Yeah. And yeah, run around, blow the fuck out of everything. It's fun. Fun game. Cheap as... I paid £1 for this. £1. Brilliant! Brilliant. I can't do words today. Seriously. Armored Core 4 is the next one. My new obsession, mech shooter games. I bought this on a whim before I bought Armored Core 4 Answer. And I'm glad I did. Because I'm obsessed with these games now. Ugh. It doesn't smell bad, it just smells stale and old. But yeah, this is also a really good game. I think I paid £4 for it, something like that, something ridiculous. Yeah, these games are so complicated, but if you're willing to put the time in to learn them, you will be rewarded immensely. Next up, Tony Hawk's Underground. The first one. This... Activision, couldn't remember. This is how you make a skating game. Not that fuck show broke dick piece of shit Tony Hawk Skater 5. This is really good. I forgot how good the Tony... I've never really been into them. I remember playing the first one on the PS1 back in the day. I had the demo for it. I didn't actually have the game, but I played the demo so much. I should have bought the game. I don't know why I never did. But yeah, they were so much fun. And this is still immensely fun. Make your own character. I'm going to name him Benedict Thundersnatch. Ooh. Midnight Club Los Angeles. Rockstar. If you're listening, which I know you're not, I'm going to say it anyway. Make another one of these, man. Come on. Stop fucking around with GTA 5. You know, releasing DLC no one really cares about. Make a new fucking Midnight Club. Or even better, make a new Red Dead Redemption. Either way, this is a brilliant open world arcade style racing game. Loads of cars, massive, beautiful environment. It's in LA. Midnight Club Los Angeles. It's in LA. Probably the best one in the series. There's a lot of stuff in this game that you see in GTA 5. Like, they made a lot of the stuff that's in GTA 5 that everyone praises it for. They made it in this game first. Import Tuna Challenge! This is technically Tokyo Extreme Racer 4. For some reason they decided to name it Import Tuna Challenge instead of a Tokyo Extreme Racer 4. You know, take a series that's well known and profitable and make the next game, name the next game in the series something completely different. Look at that manual. Massive. It's probably because it's got a million different languages. No, it's not. It's all in English. The game's not that complicated to warrant that big of a manual. Not that I'm complaining. But yeah, this is probably the best one in the series. Apart from Tokyo Extreme Racer Drift 2, of course. This is... Colonel Campbell is fucking... trying to message me on the codec. Yeah, I know that already. Why? Telling me stuff I already know. Now I've lost my train of thought. Yeah, Tokyo Extreme Racer 4. This is probably the best one in the mainline Tokyo Extreme Racer series. It looks good. It plays a hell of a lot better, but it's more of the same. But you just drive around dull-looking motorways in Tokyo, and you challenge other racers to races and try to take over their territory. Yeah, and win cars. It's basic. It's enjoyable because it's monotonous. Does that make sense? It's therapeutic. It's a game you can just sit down and just waste time with without having to think very much. And that's why it's good. This is best one in the main series, I think. That's a good game. Burnout Revenge. Oh yeah. On the 360. This game is fucking awesome. It's old as hell, but because this is basically a remake of Burnout Revenge for the PS2 and Xbox, original Xbox, and then they made a high-def version on steroids for the 360 when that came out. And yeah, this game is crazy fun and crazy fast, and just the enhancements they've made to the sounds and the gameplay. The speed is immense, but this is top draw fun shit. Fucking love this game. I'm so sad EA have killed the series like they do with a lot of great fucking games. EA, man, God, they fucking suck. Burnout Paradise, the Ultimate Box, and Trivial Pursuit Double Pack. Why, Neo, did you buy Trivial Pursuit? Why did you buy this version? Because it had Burnout Paradise on it. Duh. I don't give a fuck about Trivial Pursuit. Alright, reason I bought this, it was super cheap because it's in the double pack. I only wanted Burnout Paradise, but because it's in the double pack with Trivial Pursuit, it was half the price. Oh. So, you know, what are you going to do? You're going to buy the cheap version, aren't you? And that wow. Wow. That disc is in mint condition. Holy crap. Oh! Oh! This game has 2 manuals! Ha! Not that I give a fuck about one of them, but yeah. Burnout Paradise. This may be controversial. Don't get me wrong. Burnout Paradise is a fan-fucking-tastic game. I just preferred Burnout 3 and Revenge more. I don't really like the open world structure to Burnout Paradise. I prefer the focused, track-based Burnouts of old. I don't know why. The open world never quite captivated me. It seemed lifeless and a bit empty, you know? Just not all games should have open worlds. I know that's the trendy thing to do. Like every game seems to have an open world, but it just doesn't suit some games, you know what I'm saying? And Burnout Paradise was, I thought, fell victim to that. It was still fantastic, still absolutely amazing game, but I don't hold it as high up in the series as a lot of people do. The best is still Burnout 3. Don't shoot me. Speaking of Burnout, here's the first one on the Xbox. Wow, I remember when this first came out. The one that started it all. 2002. The original Burnout is still great today. It's got issues. Same. Oh, All-Star Baseball 2003. Can't wait to buy that. Featuring Derek Jeter? Jeter? Who gives a fuck? Instruction manual with the Duke. Wow, that thing is massive. I've got one over there, actually. It is huge. Huge! Oh, part of my soul just died then when I did the Donald Trump impression. Oh well, I haven't got one anyway. Anyway, Xbox. Xbox on the original Burnout. What a fucking prick. Spy Hunter 2. It's the next one. PS2. I don't know why I bought this. Oh, yes, that's why. It was 75 pence. Which, for you Americans, it's lower than $1. So, it's like cents, basically. It's not that bad. It's Spy Hunter 1 and 2 were pretty decent games. It's Spy Hunter 3, Know Where to Run, with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in it, that things really started to go downhill. I actually have that. I have that game in my collection over there somewhere. This is a cool game if you can pick it up for cheap. Like 75p. You know, fuck. I'm fucking so weird. What the fuck am I doing? I was trying to be like, you can't go wrong with 75p, and I nearly ended up breaking my microphone. Help me. Next up is Crazy Taxi on the PS2. You gotta love some Crazy Taxi, man. Look at that disc. Ooh. And it's one of the blue discs. Manual. This is a great game. I remember playing this back in the arcades. Way back in the old days, when you actually went outside and socialized to play games. Not that I did that anyway, because I'm an introvert. And I hate people. But yeah, this still holds up today. This is the first is the best. It's always the best. This is basically just a port of the Dreamcast game. It's really smooth on the PS2 though. It's still immense fun to play today. If you got like 20 minutes you want to waste, can't beat Crazy Taxi. Right. Next up, the Deus Ex Invisible War on the Xbox. I love Deus Ex Human. Take 2. I spat everywhere then, that was disgusting. I love Deus Ex Human Revolution on the 360. I've never played the first one, I've never played this. And I heard this one was quite bad, but I only played like... I forgot about that. No manual. Son of a bitch! That disc is real fucked up too. Why did I buy this in this condition? Hopefully it was... I think it was only like 25p or something. That's why I bought it in this condition. So I was like, oh fuck it, whatever, it's only 25p. When something's that cheap, you can't really... You know, as long as it works, which it does. It's not supposed to be that great anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I'm not fussed. When it's a game I care about, then, you know, I care more then. But, whatever, I can always buy a better copy of it later on, can't I? Next up, Jet Ski Riders on the PS2. I love water-based racing games. I love seeing water in video games. I don't know why, but few games do water really well. I love the Splashdown series on the PS2. And so, yeah, I picked this up That's right. Another one. Missing the manual. I must have paid peanuts for it. Still, never mind, eh? Oh, try. Next up, Rogue Trooper for the PS2. I think this is based off a comic book. Might be wrong, right? Let me know. That disc is nice. But yeah, this is a cool third-person sort of shooter. It's got ragdoll physics in it and everything. Looked really cool. And it plays in progressive scan mode on the PS2, which is rare and is always nice. Especially if, you know, like me, you play it on a high-def television through component cables. 480p looks really nice. Yeah, this is lots of fun. Shooting's good on it, mechanics are good. I think it has a story, yeah. It has a... On the surface of the war-torn new Earth. In new. It's not going to be like New Rock, is it? Ah. Scarface, the world is yours. Now this game, and I just recently bought it. I bought this back in 2006 when it first came out because I love Scarface. Fantastic movie. I love Al Pacino. One of the best actors to ever grace this hideous earth. But yeah, this is a game based off a movie that doesn't suck. It's actually a GTA clone, which does a lot of things better than the GTA games did on the PS2. Not saying that it is better than those games, but it's really good, and it's got a great story in it. It basically, spoilers, its whole attitude is, what would happen if Tony Montana didn't die at the end of the Scarface movie? And this picks off right where that movie lets off. Picks up where that movie left off. Words. And yeah, you basically have to rebuild your drug empire. Lots of swearing. Yeah, I mean, lots of violence, lots of action, blood and guts, and it has the best mechanic in any game ever. It has balls mode. Yes, that's right. I said balls mode. Cojones. Bollocks. Huevos. Mode. Yep. You build up his balls meter. And then you press a button, it makes you invulnerable for a few seconds, and he goes into like this blind rage mode and kills everything with it's ridiculous and fun as fuck. Looks really nice on the PS2 as well. It's got a great soundtrack as well. Basically all the music from the Scarface movie. This stack is getting very unstable. This is like the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Not pizza. Pizza. Oh. Next up, we're nearly at the end, I swear. Next up is Burnout 2, Point of Impact for the PS2. This is where the series really found its stride, in my opinion. Burnout 1 was great. This improved upon the original in pretty much every way, shape or form, and it was fantastic. Manual included. And disc is nice. And yeah, it's just great. Fantastic graphics, great gameplay, lots of fun. Last one in the stack. No, I've got a few more. I've got another stack here. Last one up, Spider-Man 2. Never played this. I've never been a big Spider-Man fan. I never even really liked the Spider-Man movies, the first three. I didn't even bother watching the recent ones. I liked Spider-Man 2 a bit, the film. But I always heard that this was a fantastic game. The best superhero-based game until Arkham Asylum. Yeah, Arkham Asylum came out. I've always wanted to play it because I always heard it was great, and I finally got it for the Xbox. And it is really good. I haven't played a lot of it, but it's got Bruce Campbell in it. He does like the voiceover for some reason. I don't care. Doesn't need to be explained. You don't have to justify that. It's Bruce fucking Campbell. Yeah, great game. Still holds up real well today. Still one of the best superhero games ever made. Obviously, the Batman series has surpassed it in every way, shape, or form since, but it's still great. Next up, the Stalker Shadow of Chernobyl. I always like to look at this game, but I could not play because I never have PC that was powerful enough. I recently bought PC that could play game. I saw game for cheap. I buy. I not play much yet, but it seemed good. Duh. Don't worry, the disc is in the PC. It's got a manual. Yeah, I paid £2 for this. It's insane. It's supposed to be really scary. This is made by the people who did the Metro games. Those were scary as fuck. Nearly done. I say that after every one. More Burnout on the PSP this time. Burnout Legends PSP. Great portable racer. And then I also got MotorStorm, Arctic. As if I need more caffeine. Coke. I like Coke. Coke, if you're watching, send me money. I will be your bitch, because I love your product. MotorStorm Arctic Edge. PSP, this is great racer on the PSP. I think they also released it on the PS2, but I think the PSP version's better, because you can take it anywhere. Looks fantastic for a PSP game. It's got a great soundtrack too. Fucking great game. And then Wipeout Pure. Also for the PSP. I love the Wipeout series. I'm so pissed off they don't make them anymore. God. Wipeout 2097? 2087 on the PS1. It's one of the two. Oh, it's one of my all-time favourite games. Has one of the greatest soundtracks ever, I think. I played that game so much back in the day. Is the stack done? We've got 3 more to go. These just came in the mail. These I literally ordered these over the weekend. They just arrived. So first up is just an invoice. First up, Resistance Doigt. Doigt? Doigt? Un, dos, tres. I have no idea what I'm saying right now. Number 2. Resistance 2. This is a fantastic game. I played it a few years ago and couldn't get into it. But I don't know why, because it's got everything in the game that I want. It's got blood, violence, aliens, guns, lots of action, cool story, great graphics. So I decided to give it another chance. Yeah. There's nothing else to say. These are good games. I'm sad that I'm quite surprised they haven't made another one yet for the PS4. Oh, that would be so good. And this I remember this had. Oh, that disc is lovely. Again, it should be. It's a Blu-ray, so it's a bit more. It's a bit more durable. Manual. Oh, it's a color manual. No, it's not. It's just color on the outside. You cheap cunts. Join PlayStation Network for free. Those were the days, weren't they, when you could play on your PS3 multiplayer without fucking having to pay for it. Seriously, why do we still have to pay to play our fucking games on consoles online? What? Why? Sony proved you didn't have to pay for a decent service to play your games online with the PS3, and because of Microsoft, they thought it was a good idea to fucking copy them and charge for PS4 online. Like, why are we still paying for this? I don't understand. You don't have to pay to play games online on the PC, and it's not like you're getting a better service with Xbox Live and PS Network, because it's always fucking going down or glitching out or being updated. That takes 20 minutes, 30 minutes to update because their servers are shit. It's just antiquated. It's just a remnant of a time gone by. It was cool to pay for your online play on your Xbox back in 2004 or 3 or whatever, but not in fucking 2016. There's no justification for it at all. And yes, I'm salty. Next game. That was Resistance 3, by the way. You could play with 60 players online on this back when it was out. I don't know if the servers still work. Probably don't. Probably been shut down. But 60 players. Wow. On a PS3 game. On a console game. That was incredible. Next up, MX vs ATV Unleashed. More obsessive impulse buys. This wasn't really an impulse buy. Like I said, I've become newly addicted to off-road racing titles, and this caught my eye because you can drive I'm so sorry about that. Why did I have to do that down the microphone? Why couldn't I? I could even cut it out. I'm gonna cut that out. Reason why, probably won't. Reason why this caught my eye is because you can drive not only dirt bikes and quad bikes, we call them, ATVs, but you can also drive these weird golf cart buggy things, buggies, racing trucks, and monster trucks. And I think you can even fly an airplane and a helicopter in this one. Like, variety, hello. That is awesome. And a lovely manual. It's got monster trucks in it. And finally, I've still got one other game to come from my recent orders. And finally, I just got these come in. I'll do one at a time. Call of Duty. I said duty. 2. Dos. Trois. It's French. 2. Trois. Who am I even talking to? There's no one in the room with me. Apart from the cats. They're asleep. And they can't speak French or English. So, Call of Duty 2. I've never actually played Call of Duty 2. But I always heard it was great. So, I finally took the plunge and decided to pick it up. And, wow. That disc is in incredible shape. That looks like brand new. Oh, I see what they've done. They've polished it. There's a bit of rubbing compound on it. Okay, fair dues. That's good. Makes the game look like brand new. I'm all for it. Manual. Yeah, never played this one. I like Call of Duty. Well, so I like Call of Duty. I like Call of Duty 4. I liked all the Modern Warfares. I liked Advanced Warfare to a certain extent. I liked World at War. I didn't really like any of the others. So I've always wanted to try this one. Wow, this came out in 2005. I remember this was a launch title for the 360, wasn't it? 360 is 11 years old. I'm old as fuck. And last but not least is another Armored Core game. This is on Armored Core 5 Verdict Day. I bought this one over just regular Armored Core 5 because I heard this had a better campaign. Because Armored Core 5 and Armored Core 5 Verdict Day, I heard they focused their attention to online play rather than single player, which I hate because I'm a single player guy at heart. But I heard out of the two single player campaigns, this had the better one. And of course, I'm now newly obsessed with Armored Core, so I'll probably pick up the other one. But oh, look, wow, look at that. That one's in really great condition too. I'll probably pick up just regular old-fashioned Armored Core 5 at some point as well. There's a massive manual, but it's because it's got multiple languages. Ooh! It's so weird. I love the smell of freshly printed material. This obviously isn't that fresh. This is a couple of years old. Actually, that could have been anywhere. Why did I do that? No, it smelled okay, so it was probably okay. I definitely have a problem. Now, if I'm having to explain that, then I need help. Therapy. No. More drugs, probably. That would help. Yeah, that's the last one. Armored Core 5. How many fucking games did I just go through? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. 37 games. These have been acquired over the course of a month or so, though. So, I've still got 1 to come. 2, actually. Still got 2 to come. So, nearly 40 games in a month. I like it a lot. Anyway. Fuck me, I'm weird. Anyway. Thank you for watching my stupid, pointless, rambling, hideous face cam video. If you liked it, please leave a like and subscribe for more content like this in the future. I've no idea. I gotta work on my intros and my outros. These are awful. I've got a lot of games to play, so I'm gonna stop talking now and go play some of these fucking things before the wife kills me for cluttering up. I had them all on the floor. They were in a pile on the floor. And I have cats. Cats are arseholes and they like to knock things over for no reason because they're cats. But I love them anyway. What am I even saying? Stop the video now. Shut the fuck